Hello, it's Adrian Adrian, and we're about to move on to the second chapter of Deliver Us, will deliver me from evil. So far with the first one has been a while of introduction, so we're gonna move on to the second chapter. Wade redialed the number to the video store, one of the three that my husband owned and managed. Jesse Ray had worked hard to build his small empire and had taken me along for the ride, not as an equal partner, but more of a paid companion. He never let me forget that it was his business, period. Woman, you are a lot more trouble than you are worth. Wade shot at me, giving me a cold look. You better pray that your old man comes through with the $500,000 bucks. All this drama I'm going through, I better get paid. What the hell kind of fool did you marry? What kind of man put his wife's kidnappers on hold? I told you my husband don't know I've been kidnapped. That this is some... Hello? Yes, I need to speak with Jesse Ray Thurman. Tapping the top of the phone with his finger. Hero, this is Velito Thalma. I think that's it. The cute but heavily accent voice that answered this time belonged to Kim Blue, the 22-year-old Korean woman who worked for my husband. Of all kind of people who work for my husband, Kim is the most valuable. As his assistant in the main store, she was dependable, punctual, trustworthy, and smart. She even took care of all the accounting, even though Kim was young and had some mysterious affiliation with the local Asian massage parlors. I didn't worry about her working along with my husband, but she looked like she's sumo wrestler and had the face of a mule. I don't believe this. Wade hissed. He glared at the telephone like it was a pile of shit. He glanced at his watch as I sat there with my heart beating about a mile a minute. I said, put Mr. Thurman back on the telephone. Mr. Truman. Mr. Truman busy. Kim Lucing. I'm happy to assist you. We are located at... Listen, bitch. I need to speak to your boss. Mr. Thurman. Mr. Thurman. Very busy. Kim Lou answered in a shaking voice. In addition to the massage parlor, Kim had also run with one of the toughest Asian street gangs in the Bay Area. She's not a timid girl, but she sounds frightened right now. Busy my ass. Look, China Dawn, you put that black ass nigga back on the telephone right now, or I'm gonna come over there and teach him and you a lesson you will never forget. Wade warned, still looking at the telephone with disgust. Mr. Thurman, really busy, talking to his brother on the other telephone. Kim Lou explained, I was glad to hear that she no longer sounded frightened, but she did sound impatient. And under the circumstances, I didn't know which is worse. Wade, hold on for 10 minutes or hang up on him altogether. Like Jessie Ray, she was probably thinking that this call was a prank or some disgruntly customer. But if Jessie Ray was on the other line talking to his brother Harvey, he knew now that the caller he just hung up on is not his brother. That gave me some hope. I was almost anxious to get this incident underway as Wade was. Shit, I'm gonna stay on this telephone. You let your boss know what? You let your boss know that. Who I say is calling. Just tell him this concerns his wife and her whereabouts and her safety. Wade Wentz answered with a smug look on his face. You tell him that I'd like to make him an offer he can't refuse. For the right price, he can have his wife back. There was something mumbling under my husband's end, and suddenly a sharp, shrill yell. I couldn't tell if it was coming from Kim Lou or Jessie Ray. But the next voice I've heard belonged to my husband. This is Jesse Ray Thurman. My husband says, sounding more serious right now. Who are you and what this is all about? You alone? You better tell me the truth, motherfucker, because I ain't playing. Wade said in a firm and threatening manner. He no longer bothered to disguise his voice. Something like that. Jesse Ray replied, what the fuck does that mean? Are you alone or not? My assistant manager is here, and a few customers Jesse Ray murder. Get rid of them motherfuckers, every last one of them. That chink heifer assistant manager too. Wade the man. Please hold on. Hell no, hold my ass. This shit gone long enough. You put me on hold again, and you will never see your wife again. It's time to get down to business. Do you understand me, asshole? Yes, I do. Yes, I do understand, Jesse Ray said in a hollow voice. He paused and I heard Kim Lou mumbling in the background as Jesse Ray dismissed her. You get rid of your brother on that other line too. Yes, I did. Ray said that sign. What about them few customers? My sister is taking care of them. Jesse Ray said sharply, sucking his teeth. Now who is this and what is all this about? This is about you getting your wife back and me getting paid. Listen, whoever the hell you are, I don't know what kind of scam you are trying to pull, but it won't work with me. Now, whoever the hell this is, if you call here again, I'm going to call the police. I don't have the time for the games. Is that clear? Motherfucking, you stop talking crazy. This is for real. We got your wife, and if you want her back, you'll do as I say. Jesse Ray let out an extra sign. My wife is at the beauty parlor. I dropped her off there a few hours ago. Well, a couple hours ago. I sat as still and stiff as a statue looking from the telephone to Wade at this point. Wade looked at me and pointed at me, then the telephone. You know what to say, he whispered, shaking a fist and giving me a threatening look. I cleared my throat and closed my eyes as I spoke. JR, honey, it's me. I've been kidnapped, baby. And I'm so scared. That's chapter 2. We're going to move to chapter 3 with this one. Yeah, chapter 3 should be good. Chapter 3. What the hell, Christine? Baby, what is this? My husband asked in a low, steely voice. Honey, where are you? Jesse Ray was yelling now, and he sounded terrified. Are you alright? Have you been harmed? His voice was trembling so hard I could almost feel it vibrating through the telephone. I'm fine. For now. Please do what they tell you to do, I plead with a sob. If they don't, they're going to kill me. Shit, Jesse Ray roared. Baby, go into your office so you can have some privacy. I don't want Kim Lou to know what's going on. I didn't plan on it, but I let out a sharp sob and a loud sniff. My tongue felt like it had double in size, and it was flopping up and down in my mouth so hard I could barely talk. Baby, I'm so scared I managed. A few excruciating moments of silence passed. I kept my eyes closed and I heard my husband's voice again. I'm in my office now. Jesse Ray said, breathing hard. He yelled for Kim Lou to hang up the other phone. Then I heard the door slam and the glass crash to the floor. Baby, talk to me. He bleeding. JR, don't let anybody hear anything you say. I won't. Scraping my tongue with my teeth. They won't. I'm alone in the office with the door closed. Jesse Ray said in a guarded tone of voice. Don't you worry about a thing, honey. He told me, his voice sounding tired and raspy. I could imagine how hard he was sweating. Jesse Ray was the kind of man who got nervous real quick. JR, don't call the cops. Don't tell anybody about this, I said, sounding as hysterical as one might expect a kidnapped woman to sound. Please get me out of this mess. I want to come home. Wade pushing me roughly to the side as he leaned towards the telephone. Satisfied? You believe me now? This sound like a game to you now? Wade asked, screaming towards the phone so hard spit flew out on both sides of his mouth. Yes, I I believe you, Jessie Ray Stutter. And by the way, this juicy butt, big leg woman of yours look mighty delicious. Yum yum. If there's a bitch better than this one sitting in front of me now, God keep her. God kept her for himself. I will do my best and try to be a good boy. Uh, I'll try to keep my hands to myself. But I am a man. Shit, don't touch my wife, Jessie Ray said. Jessie Ray shouted, then you better get me my money on time before I lose control. And I know you know what I mean. Don't hurt my wife. Please don't hurt my wife. Jessie Ray said this time in a week, pleading his voice. That's up to you. You do what I tell you to do and everything will be alright. What do you want? Jessie Ray asked, his voice trembling. I'm not a rich man. Bullshit. And Santa Claus ain't got nothing to do with Christmas, Wednesday. Then he laughed. Brother, you rich enough for me. I got friends in the right places, in all the right places. So I know just as much about your business as you do. I know what your black ass is worth. How much do you want? My husband asked. Do you love your wife, my man? Jessie Ray hesitated before answering, and he gave me something else to worry about. Yes, I love my wife very much. He said finally, I've always loved my wife and I always will. She means the world to me. I breathed in a sign of relief. Then you will be willing to pay to get her back. I couldn't tell if the sentence was a statement or a question because Wade winked at me when he said it. I just told you I'm not a rich man and I don't care what you heard about me. I'm a working man, Jessie Ray said, raising his voice again. I don't know why you decided to grab my wife out of all people, especially since the Bay Area is full of men with a lot more money than I have. And the women they love, Sean Penn's wife, Mick Jagger's daughter, why my woman? Well, I know about all them rich folks, but I ain't that greedy, Red said, with a sinister chuckle. And I don't want to put myself in a position that I might attract a lot of attention. I ain't fool enough to scratch no famous person woman's back. I ain't fool enough to scratch no famous person's woman. Well, snatch, actually. But you are fool enough to snatch mine. Don't you get cute with me, motherfucker. I'm the one in charge here. And I just told you I know what you worth. I done my homework. You want your wife back? You want your wife back? I want my money. It's simple as that. Do you understand me, motherfucker? I understand, Jessie Ray mumbled. Good. Now just to show you that I ain't playing, showing you that I ain't one of them greedy bastards, you read about it in the newspaper. All I want is $500,000. Wade was cool as a block of ice. He could not have sounded more casual if he'd been ordering a glass of wine. Jessie Ray gasped and started coughing. It took him almost a minute to compose himself. $500,000. Sinister, you must be out of your goddamn mind. Who the hell you think you are? I'm the man with the gun and your wife. And you will get me my money or you will never see your wife alive again. I don't know who the fuck this is, but whoever you are, you're talking crazy as hell. No, brother, you're the one talking crazy. Look, be reasonable. This is not P. Diddy or Donald Trump or Bill Gates or you're talking to. Jessie Ray shouted. I told you I am just a working man. I live from payday to payday. I buy my suits from Penny's. I buy just about everything else from Walmart. I don't have the kind of money you're talking about. I grasped myself because I knew Jessie Ray was lying. We had over $2 million in the bank, or should I say Jessie Ray had over $2 million in the bank. And that was just for the money that I knew about. For the man who worshiped money the way he did, there was no doubt in my mind that he had another fortune stashed away somewhere. For one thing, he had made more than one mysterious trip to the Caribbean islands in the last couple of years. So I knew a lot of Americans hid their money from Uncle Sam in the Island Bank. But I honestly didn't know what my husband was worth. In addition to the money that the video stores brought in, he invested wisely over the years. He owned an apartment building in San Francisco, and he made a lot of wise investment in the stock market over the years. There was just the things that I knew about. I was just surprised and hurt that Jesse Ray would deny his wealth, knowing that I am in such an anonymous position. Long day, sorry y'all. Well, if you ain't got it, you better get it. And if you want to see your wife again, and you just to show you I ain't all bad, I'll give you till Friday to get my money. Today is Monday, so you got enough time to do your thing. I'll check in with you on, say, tomorrow morning, same time, this same number. Don't do nothing stupid like call the cops or tell that big mouth sister of yours. What's her name? Yeah, Adele. She got a couple of cute kids, so we might just snatch one of them next if you have to. Don't you go near my family, Jesse Ray said. Then you better do what I say. Wear one, snoring like a bull. Don't get your phone tapped, and don't have nobody up in that damn shop with you when I call you tomorrow. You can afford to close up the shop for an hour or two. You understand me, motherfucker? The silence on Jesse Ray, or JR. The silence on JRN was disturbing. It was so complete. It was so complete, like it seemed like he had left the telephone. I held my breath until he responded, which was a few more seconds later. I understand. Jesse Ray stammered. Like I said, if you call the cops, your bitch is dead. And so is your mama. Bye. Wade unplugged the telephone and looked at his watch. I can't believe it took all this time to get that stingy motherfucker you married me to take me serious. I don't know what this world is coming to. Wade said in an incredulous look on his face. You sure know how to pick him. You didn't have to say about that. You didn't have to say that about his mama. I said, folding his arm. Miss Rosetta is the sweetest woman I know. You didn't have to drag her into this mess. You got me. And that ought to be enough, I insisted. Baby, I want this thing to work. Don't you? If we can make sure this... Oh. Baby, I want this thing to work. Don't you? If we want to make it work, make sure it works, we got to use every trick in the book. I hope it does. I admit it. I moved the telephone from the wobbly chair, and then I flopped down into it. I don't know what else to do. Look, there's nothing else for us to do. If he don't pay, you can't go back to him, and you pick up where you left off. You'll be a fool to go back to that stingy punk. Bottom line is, he better come through. You and me are fucked in this asshole if he don't. But what if he doesn't? I asked, reaching my hands, rotating my wedding ring. Then we go to plan B, where it's seen, with a heavy sign. I'll go back on to LA, and you go with me if you want to. Somehow we'll make it, he said with a shrug, and tried to look. Being broke ain't the worst thing in the world. Oh, I muttered, looking around the cluttered room. Wade, do you really love me? Do you really love me enough to take me back to LA with you and take care of me? The tired look immediately disappeared from his face. And he replaced it with a smile and his tongue licking his lips. It was hard to believe that he was the same man who had looked and sounded so mean and angry a few minutes ago. Why don't we trot back upstairs to my bedroom and let me show you? So, that was chapter 2 and chapter 3. Dang. This ain't been no joke. Well, things are starting to get spicy up or so. Now, based on chapter 4 got to be good because chapter 4 got one, two, three, four, five, about 6 pages in this chapter. So, we're going to see. This is going to be a pause for now for Deliver Me from Evil. This is Adrian Jordan. Adrian, like, comment, subscribe. Get back to you the next day.